Right. I should be unmuted. I got to remember how to use this thing. It's been so long. So in theory, you should now be able to hear me. If you could let me know in the chat, that would be fantastic, because it's been one of those days. But somehow I've finished work and I'm here and hopefully live on YouTube. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? And yes, please, somebody let me know you can actually hear me and you can't still hear the intro video that I had to try and loop over the top because, of course, StreamYard banned me from doing videos because I wouldn't pay them because I'm a cheapskate bastard. Spend far too much money on toys. So, hello. Yes, hello. How are we doing? I believe, yes, I can see people say you can hear me. So, yes, hello, hello, hello. Hello, I'm Jay. This is Jay's Toy Collection UK, and I am live here just after 6 p.m. on, I was going to say a Thursday. It's not a Thursday, it's a Tuesday. I don't even know what day of the week it is, but it's Tuesday. It's the 9th of September 2025. At least I think it is. And we've just had a Marvel Legends fan stream. So, of course, we'll be here for our what's turned into almost a monthly live stream now on the channel to actually recap this information and go through what we have actually been informed of. Let me know, of course, if you like it or if you don't, but please do say hello in the chat. I will come and say hello to you all in a second. But yeah, it's been one of those long days at work here in the UK. I ended up going into a meeting I wasn't think I was going into, and that was after the time I think I was finishing. So therefore, I didn't quite catch the full Marvel Legends live stream that I have to spend some time here recapping live on air. Luckily, I quickly whizzed through it, and I think I even saw Brandon in the thing. So we will recap it as soon as we can. I do say we, because I am not alone today. I am joined by a co-host. I'll bring him in a minute. He has also been rushing home from work. Now, Hasbro, I don't think, take into account the UK working schedule when it comes to these fan streams that they actually like to do, because they put them on 4 o'clock our time, and a lot of people don't finish till 5 o'clock. So if you could stick it back just an hour, Hasbro, that would be fantastic. And it's probably not convenient for the folks in the US either, because it's at 11 a.m. I'm sure you're all at work at 11 a.m. Maybe do it at 1 p.m. People might be finishing for lunch. We never know. So yeah, let us know what you think in the chat about Hasbro's live streaming schedule. As you can see behind me, yes, I've ripped apart the display since last you saw it, because I'm decided to move Mythic Legions potentially into the unit behind me. So I'm making space. Your boys got toys might kill me, but some of the Mayfex might have to get sold because this man's got hot toys to buy. So we might have to sell some of the Mayfex as we go through. But I'm definitely keeping some of them as I kind of turn it into a bit of a toy museum in here with all sorts of action figure lines. So stay tuned to the channel, because of course there will be future videos of all display tours when I get to it. But yeah, before I lose Alexi, let's get Adam in here. So you know him, figurecave.collectibles on Instagram. His legal middle name is Batman, hence his lovely Batman logo that I've done for him in the thumbnail. He should change his Instagram picture to that logo. Get the stay on brand. So the co-host is here. Adam, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. Yes, you?
I'm okay. I said just rushing back from work. I've got to schedule this to get in, finish this. We've got to get off the air before Dan Who goes on. So we got to get our thoughts in there, because Dan and Rich will be live later to continue this toy conversation. So make sure you've got your notifications on for Mr. Who and Mr. M. They'll be live, I think, around 8 o'clock here in the UK. So in around 2 hours time. So the action figure live streaming will continue, hopefully at convenient UK time, unlike our good friends Justin Collects and Kenny as well, of course, from Encounter Culture, who stream in the middle of the damn night. So yes, we are here hopefully at convenient UK time. So convenient, I think Adam is rocking the work shirt, I would say, and yet he is dressed up for the occasion.
I'd love to say it was for the occasion, but it's because I walked in the door about 10 minutes ago. I had time to make myself a shake to keep me going, and then here we are.
Well, he's had a shake. I've had some water, so that's what's keeping me absolutely fueled this evening. Of course, we are buying our usual time at the opening of the show, because last I checked, Toy Arc had not updated all the images, and we do always rely on them for the nice, fresh images. So we'll see if they've... Oh, they look at that. The little 10-minute intro has worked a treat, because they have just updated their website, so we'll have some nice official images to go through in a minute. But we do have a poll, so let's talk about the poll. We are live so I can use the poll feature at least. So what we got in the poll, best of the day, we'll be going through all the different reveals from the Marvel Legends stream. So we got a joint tie at the minute in the poll, 37% each for the mini comics and the Punisher 2-pack. So they're the favourites as we get off the bat. So don't forget to vote in the poll. And well, we are live. So super chats are live. I could get Todd McFarlane to tell you about it, but I'll probably break StreamYard. So I'll just tell you super chats are live. If you'd like to help the channel out and support, feel free to drop, and we will read out your super chat. Adam will do a dance. And at least one £5 super chat. Oh, Cheeky Monkey will make an appearance. She only comes on if you pay her to come on. She's not coming for free. She refuses to work for free. Adam's here for free. So one super chat, £5 or above. We'll get Cheeky Monkey. I'll shout at her down the stairs, and she'll have to come and say hello. And it will probably annoy her. So if you wanna see Cheeky, she's there for you as well. And if you want to go one step further, we do have the channel membership as well. You'll get all the emojis in the chat and the occasional sort of monthly behind the scenes video as well. When if you want to see me trying to build an aeroplane, that was the last thing I attempted on channel membership exclusive video. And it was rather difficult. So yes, if you would like to support the channel that one step further and become a channel member, please feel free to do so. I think we're just in double figures now for channel membership. So thank you very much for everybody that is a channel member. You can see them in the chat. They are identified by the color green, I do believe, in the YouTube. So yes, that is available if you would like to join. So let's come and say hello to the chat show. We've got a lot of people in tonight. 30 people with us already watching live here at just after 6 p.m. on the UK. And we start off from profanity from Mark Tac Tac there. Well, I think he's very happy. So Mark Tac Tac is with us. Who else is here? We got our first channel member with us is Damien. Damien is with us. How are you doing? I'm sure he'll be happy with the reveals. Another channel member is with us. Mikey Moon Boots is giving me a wave. Hello, Mikey. How are you doing? We've got Mike Hex is with us. The international delivery services, of course, coming from Mike Hex. We got Ashwan Lee 23. Hello, Ashwan. How are you doing? Impressed with today's reveals? And of course, if you're a channel membership, you get the monthly channel membership token, which you can use on the monthly live streams. So yes, thank you to Damien. He says, hit that like button, kind folks. Thank you. Yes, public service announcement below from Damien. If you could hit that like button, that would be very much appreciated. Because at the moment, YouTube absolutely hates me. Can barely. Danu's trying to get 1,000 views on his Superman review. I can barely get 100 views at the moment. YouTube, the algorithm has got me in this absolute downward slope, and I have no idea how to fix it. So any suggestions or support, your support is always appreciated because YouTube hates me. It's trying to take down the action figure talk here on YouTube the past 6 weeks. It does not like me, so I'm trying my best to fix it. Maybe I have to strip off or something. Maybe that's the only way. So maybe Adam could strip off. That might get us some more. That would probably get more views. Who do you want to see naked? Me or Adam? Let us know.
That'll ruin your algorithm.
Yeah, it might get us in a whole new algorithm. Like there might be some other content we could do out there. Your boy's got toys is here. He's probably unsubscribed, but there's still some Mafex in the background. They're not all going. And so if you come into the NEC Toy Fair at the end of the month, me and Adam will be there, and we'll be selling the wares because we have got a table to sell. So if you want some Mafex, some Mezco, some Marvel Legends, and DC Multiverse, I'm your man at the NEC Toy Fair. I haven't actually organised them yet, but I do have stuff to sell. So we will try.
You've got nowhere near as much to sell as you did have, didn't you? Have you? So a lot of that sale pile is back on that shelf.
It gets pulled out every week, doesn't it? It literally gets pulled out every week and back into the collection. So Adam is a channel member as well. He is here. He is in the green. We said hello to Damien. Virtual Dave is here. He is a frequent storage area. Much appreciated, Virtual Dave there on Instagram. His real name is Andrew. Let's have a look. Who else? That's me. That's me joining. Cute Colt is here. The current Danu Duck Race champion. Hello, Adrian. How are you doing? He is with us. Cheeky Monkey has joined somewhere from downstairs. As I say, Super Chat will get you the appearance of Cheeky Monkey. Otherwise, she's staying downstairs. She has refused to come on camera. I think it's a new name there. 16 Mike. Hello. How are you doing? Back close. That is close to an animated Punisher. We will get to all the reveals as we go through. Don't forget the dots, people. It's everybody's favorite. It's Craig's Nostalgic Collection off Instagram. You see, somehow he actually slept in this room once, but that's a story for another day. Anybody else here? Anybody else here? Who haven't we said hello to yet? Your boys got toys have unsubscribed due to my my removal of some of the Mafex. Hillphones is here. Shout out Phil Jones. is there. Drop in the monkeys in the chat. Mr. Who himself is here. Adam looks like Jay's legal representative for tonight's stream. So now, I don't think I'll be the one saying the controversial things. Now, if anybody hasn't met Adam before, he's got a bit of a thing for the female figure, and we've got at least a 50% ratio for tonight's wave. So I've picked the perfect co-host to get. The algorithm already doesn't like me, so what's this man going to do to it? Who else is here? We got Webhead Collects. Hello to you. How are you doing? And I think that's everything. Tac's just had his dinner, so Mark's relaxed. If you subscribe to Mark's channel, he's gone completely AI. The AI has taken over Mark Tac. So much so we can just go and have dinner while we're here live on YouTube talking all things Marvel Legends. Before we get into today's reveals, and I will show you one thing for pickups because it is a Marvel Legend, and it is Dragon Man. So Dragon Man has finally hit the UK shores, and if you didn't get your pre-order in for the made-to-order, apparently you've got a second chance because it does appear it had dropped back into stock. So if you're looking to sell one, like somebody on the screen, well, that's gone well.
Yeah, it's Dan. Dan has undercut me repeatedly. Dan has told everybody in the UK, do not buy one of these on the second-hand market. He's advertised it on any channel going, they're back in stock. I'm like, no, stop advertising that, because I wanted to offload mine. So I'll just hold on to it for a while.
Yeah, let me have a look. Let's see if it actually is still in stock here. Let's see if we can get a screen share working today. So that would be a button there. That was where the screen would go. So now we just got to find a screen to share. Bear with me if I try and remember how to actually use this thing on the fly. So that looks like a button that would share a screen. There we go. So if you don't do this weekly, you forget what you're doing. There we go. There we go. We can see a screen. Look at that. And no, it is. Adam is in luck because it has sold out. So it didn't last.
What a shame. What a shame.
So it didn't last particularly long. Now, our good friend Christopher Allen, you know him over on the Dan Who Legends Nick, I think he did mention a good point. I think they did say, I think he is right on this, when it initially did go up for made to order, they kind of said there might be a limited quantity when it does come into stock. I think that is somewhere out there. So again, there would be cancellations on this. There would be overstock, but I think they did potentially mention you might have a very small window to get one if you didn't pre-order. Doesn't really make a lot of difference to because you didn't pay it. It's not like a HasLab and they charge us up front, held on money for a year, and then give people a second chance. Well, they didn't take our money on this one, so we didn't pay till the end anyway. So it is kind of like a pre-order coming in stock. So I'm not overly mad at it. I didn't think it would last long. So yeah, secondary market is already on the way back up.
It's a shame because it looks great. Like it looks a really good figure. I didn't buy it to flip it. I've said to you before, the reason I don't collect female figures is my rule is kind of like I would never really have a figure of a character where I wouldn't buy an individual issue comic book about that figure. And this, I would never buy like a Dragon Man special, but I think I bought it out of FOMO and then it's arrived and I'm like, money, space, nowhere really to put it. Not that bothered about the character. So yeah, he's going on eBay. But yeah, like you said, Dan, it's going on eBay in a while now. In a while, not right now.
I wonder how many of these we will see at NEC Toy Fair, which is coming up at the end of the month. I won't know.
There might be another one. There might be another one on your sale table.
There might be one on my table as well. Yes. Right. So that is Dragon Man. So we've covered that. So I think it is time now. 15 minutes in. Let's get into the Hasbro stream. So shout out our good friends at Toy Arc because once again they have got the coverage up. 154 images to go through. So let's begin. As I said, I rushed out of work, just about to watch this, had a shower. I've turned up here. Adam's been on a train. He hasn't even got changed. He's in a full shirt. So let's literally give us live, raw, unedited YouTube toy content here as we go through what has been announced. And you will see us again, live, raw, and edited in about a month's time, probably, for New York Toy Fair coverage, because I'm sure Adam will be joining me as we go through New York Comic Con, I should say, next month. So here we are then. Here we are. First thing, and we've got a bit of role play. So I am not a cosplayer. I am a fat male with a beard who's nearly 40. The man below me, though, is a cosplayer. He's over 40, but he's in much better shape than me. So will you be pulling off that's a funny way of putting it. So the film has been done already.
I'll clarify. I will not be pulling off Daredevil. Just to clarify. No.
Pulling off Daredevil's baton there because there wasn't a Billy Club to Dwight. Look at the way Dwight did call it a double ender. So we have confirmation here so will Adam pull off Dwight's double ender? We're not even after the watershed. We're on far too early for this kind of innuendo. But we do have what we're trying to show you here is a Daredevil Marvel Legends premium roleplay item, as I like to call it. You get the separating Billy Club, and you do get the cowl as well. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, hold on, that's bloody Brandon. And they did confirm it later in the stream. So Brandon, so shout out Hero.Collections, good friend of the channel, our friend Brandon, has gone over there to work and do the work for Hasbro. He's on the Star Wars team, but now he is Daredevil. So Matt Murdock, eat your heart out. Brandon in full cosplay there. Yeah, what do you think?
I won't be getting it because I don't collect this, but I really like this. I think it looks really good. And actually, yeah, if I had the money in the space, I think I probably would add this because it looks brilliant. Because I think you see him display it like that, don't you? I think in the show, he have
a whole row of
like
things,
he's got
a
whole row of them. So I think this is one of the best versions of this sort of thing that they've done for me. It's probably the only one where I'm looking at it tempted, where I'd say like, actually, I think that looks really good.
I wondered if you would be tempted because I know you've done your Wolverine cosplay before. I don't think you've done it.
You were saying
you've done a Daredevil.
I haven't. You were saying you're a big lad with a beard. Well, I'm a bald bloke with knee hair. Now that limits the sort of superhero characters that I can go as. I'm essentially Professor X or Lex Luthor. Like, that's it. So I have to either wear a wig or something that would cover my hair. So yeah, if I could get some approximation of the rest of the costume, I reckon I'd probably go for it.
Give it a bash. I don't know. I like the textures on it. It does look.
Yeah,
it does look what it's supposed to be. For our American viewers out there, Adam is from the north of England, so knee does not mean knee. It's not the thing on your actual knee. That is nose. That is my translation service provided free of charge.
Thank you to my American friends. Knee hair means no hair.
Full translation services offered exclusively at Jay's Toy Collection UK. Maybe the algorithm will start liking me for vocal coaching. So the only thing I don't like about it is the clip point where the shaft goes into the hole is the only way I can describe that. Literally, is I don't know. It looks a bit weird when you display it. Nice if that bit was just removable somehow, just so. Removable. What am I doing? Literally, I haven't been live in a month. I'm literally doing this.
Hi, kids. Welcome to Jay's Toy Collection. No,
we've doubled in viewers since over 40 people with us live, and I'm doing this live here. It's Adam. What is going on here? We're still. This is the kind of unfiltered. I said it was unfiltered. It was
very
raw.
Unfiltered.
This is what you're going to get, as I say. Become a channel member. Get full behind the scenes of this absolute chaos. So that is that one. They did show off the cowl that Dwight, the Wolverine one that Dwight showed at San Diego Comic-Con that we covered before. But they've actually, I don't collect these either. This is something I have no interest in, and I'm sure anybody in the chat let me know if you actually have any interest in this one at all. Nobody's talking too much about this one that I can see in the chat. So I imagine there's not a lot of us out there in the action figure game that cross over as much with these. But they have had actually quite a strong year for them because they showed, I don't know if the graphic is here, but they had the Doctor Doom, the Wolverine, the Spider-Man, and now the Daredevil. So actually, I think for there you go. That's what I was looking for. So for these pieces, it's not a bad year. I think that's probably their best year in terms of the helmets as well there. And you've got the Magneto thrown in. So I think they're all right. They're just over. Well, they're about 120, I think they are. So they're not the most crazy pricings I've ever seen.
It's a bit like when I said that I didn't like the McFarlane figures, and then I saw your entire shelf of them, and I was like, actually, when you put them all together, they looked really good. It's a bit like it with that. Like, I wasn't asked about any of them, but seeing them all together on that display, I think that would look really good in any display room.
Yeah, it does look nice. You mentioned McFarlane. Oh, there's some McFarlane on the screen. We'll come back to that potentially later because this idiot might be buying a McFarlane figure again. Oh, dear me. Oh, Toddy Mac. You always do it to me. At channel members, get your Toddy Mac emoji in channel members if you would. Because there is, if you go to your exclusive emojis there for the channel members, you do have the Todd McFarlane face. What other YouTube channel does have Todd McFarlane's face in the channel membership emoji? So drop your Todds in the chat. So this is apparently this is Dwight. I didn't think that actually was Dwight. But he's got quite the muscly vein on him there.
He's got guns for days if that's Dwight.
Yeah, because I think they said obviously the one was Brandon, and then they said that one the model actually was Dwight. So whether they were just choking, I don't know. But if that is Dwight, he's got it's a serious gun action there from Dwight himself.
We've met Dwight, and I don't wish to be disparaging, but I don't think that's Dwight.
Yeah, but they did say in Mark's the arms on Dwight, so he must have been covering up on that loose shirt he had at MCM MCM last year as well. There's what's Phil saying to Adam? Don't mention it looks like a good display in front of me. So, now, I may have garnered a reputation for buying far too many action figures out there, but I've never gone into the prop replicas.
Don't say never.
There was one that tempted. The one that tempted me was the Green Goblin. It's the Green Goblin helmet, the Sam Raimi Green Goblin. That did tempt me. I haven't pulled the trigger, but if I were to pull the trigger, that's the one I would buy. So we'll get to that. The Watcher's called the Midfield, old Toddy Mac. Oh, good old Toddy Mac. We'll get into Todd. Tariq, hello to Tariq. No, Tariq, another cosplayer. Tariq, are you into any form of Daredevil cosplay? Tariq does some really good. His Blade cosplay was really good. So hello, Tariq. And we have a super chat. Hello, a 616, in fact, from everybody's favorite John Morrissey. Thank you, John Morrissey. There, today's Legend Scream is going to cost me a lot of money and a lot of shelf space. I think you're probably not alone on that, John Morrissey. So I'm sure we'll see John in the chat on a lot of other streams. I know he's been in Justin Collects and Mr. Who stream. So thank you very much for the 616, the very Marvel super chat. And of course, that means we would have technically reached the super chat goal. So I'm going to have to holler now. Cheeky Monkey, come and say hello. So that'll be a bonus. We'll get Kiara to come and say hello to you. Thank you very much for the super chat. We'll keep the streak going. Every super chat at that level this evening, we'll have Cheeky Monkey appearances. How many times can we get her running up the stairs during the show? So we'll just sit here now and we'll wait for Cheeky Monkey on the full screen until she arrives. So is she in the toilet? No, she's not in the toilet. So that's good. Or I can hear a stair moving. I can hear a stair moving. Now the camera's over here, dear, so they can't see you there. You have to come right in.
Hello.
They probably can't hear you either. So come on. The microphone's there. The camera's there. John Morrissey with a 616.
Hello, everyone.
What do
you want me to say?
Well, I don't know. Just
you just called me to say
have another hello.
Hello again.
How are you doing, dear?
I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. Right, you can leave now. There
Can
we
I
go.
watch my program now?
You can for a minute. Yeah, any more super chats, you'll be back.
Right.
It's
Take
a
care,
gimmick.
everyone.
I've just started it. We'll see how it goes. That was Cheeky Monkey's first appearance of the evening. Oh, you've got some lovely comments there. We've got hello, beautiful from John Morrissey, and hello, Cheeky Monkey from Virtual Dave.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you are, dear.
You don't even call me beautiful.
So thanks very much, John. That's it. That's it. I don't call you, of course. So that's me in the doghouse. That's dear me. Right, back to where we were. What slide are we on here? What slide are we on? 14 of 154. What time's Dan? Who? When we got an hour and a half? We're fine. We're absolutely fine.
We'll be
absolutely fine. Right. What's this? If you want to see this, we've got Storm. We've got Mystique. They're on some retro cards. I don't recall them. I must have missed this section. So there's a recap of those. As I say, I did watch this in a rush after work, but I generally don't remember. If you actually watch the stream,
I watched it on the train on the way home, but I skipped through.
Right.
I skipped through all the recaps.
Well, this is going well. So he's seen half of it on the train, and I've rushed. So there's Storm. We've seen them. I don't think that's the first time we've seen. They're the exclusive, aren't they? They're the. There we go. The Target exclusives. I'm sure they're building us up for another Target exclusive. Well, they're showing this in a recap section, aren't they? So we've seen Mysterio. I've talked about him on the channel. Thank you, those that watched. The algorithm hated it, so we'll see how it went. But yes, animated Mysterio. I am very excited. Shout out David Mysterio. He did sending a super thanks, actually. A feature I don't think has ever been used before on our channel before for that video, because Damien, of course, a massive fan of animated Spider-Man Mysterio. So yeah, happy with that. Very happy with that. Love the unmasked Quentin Beck head sculpt. So yeah, I'll be 100% purchasing that item. But we've seen all that, so we can just fly by. Any thoughts on Mysterio? Because I don't think you've said anything on the channel on it, but I don't know if you're into the animated stuff or not.
I know I love it. I love the animated cartoon, but again, just space-wise, I'm selecting just the sort of characters that I really liked from it, and Mysterio is not a favourite of mine.
There's not a fan of Mysterio. Shocking, right? It's his first controversial statement of the evening. Not a fan of Mysterio. It's going to get worse when we get to the comic book wave. I can believe it. Get your votes in the poll for that one. Super Scroll again. That review though, that video did tank the channel. That was a YouTube hated that one. So there's a Super Scroll. He will be available at MCM. So it will be and New York Comic Con. So New York Comic Con, MCM. Maybe Lucca Comic Con. I don't know if this is going to Lucca Con. Is it going to make it to Italy? Shout out any Italian fans we have there in the chat. Anybody from Italy? I don't know if I anybody from Italy in the chat, but you can get the Super Scroll. I've talked about it. Not overly excited by it, but it's kind of maybe nice to have a souvenir from the show. So I'll get Adam's brief thoughts, and then we'll get into the new stuff.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's really good. Rich made me laugh when he put in the group chat. He was like, "Did Adam design the Super Skull? Because there's none of the Sue Storm powers available on it." But no, I like it. I've got the buff. I'm not sure I'll bother upgrading to this. But if you don't have the Builder figure, or you just like some of the head sculpts, I think it's a cracking figure because I like the character.
Yeah,
and it captures the art from that they used for that image really well.
Yeah, it's got that's where the legs have come from, isn't it?
Yeah.
The legs of the torch. So yeah, not doing an awful lot for me, but as I say, I do have two of the because you could easily build a second one out of the first way because it gave you extra arms and extra heads. So I just did that and bought a couple of the duplicates, sold the duplicates, and made two relatively cheaply. So I suppose I'm not really the target audience for that particular one there. So no, so there we are. I can confirm Cheeky Monkey is now nicely settled downstairs watching the television there. Hello to Justin Collects. We are on at a reasonable UK time, Justin. Now, Justin wouldn't be live for another about 8 hours when it comes to our good friend Justin's live streams there. So let's get into some of the new stuff. Kind of new, not really, but Star Fox and the Champion of the Universe. So they showed it at San Diego, but I don't think we've seen the actual figures and the packaging. I assume it was just the renders we had last time. So you do got it's just weird. I'm not that bothered about pins. I kept plenty of McFarlane figures, to be honest, but it just they stand out more now, I suppose. They just stand out more when we're seeing the reused parts when the line is becoming more pinless. So I'm assuming that's the Caliban body, is it? That would be my initial.
I think it is.
So Dwight's called it a skullet there on the Champion of the Universe. And then we have Thanos' brother, little Star Fox, Harry Styles himself. What a likeness that is to Harry Styles. And a very weird designer. Him and Thanos don't particularly look related, but apparently they are brothers. So that's going to be a 2-pack. It's going to be Amazon and the fan channel. So all the dates are all over the place on these. So 2nd of October is what we're doing on this one. So fan channel and Amazon. Adam, that is I think we have discussed it when it came out SDCC, but he's looking pretty buff.
All over this pack. So if anybody would just want Star Fox, give me a shout because I'm not interested at all. But I absolutely want the Champion of the Universe. Yeah, that's a cracking figure for me.
Yeah, I would have split the pack for you. I was considering it, but the Champion of the Universe looks so stupid. I kind of like it, so I think he will. I think I will go for the full 2-packs. I do want Star Fox. He's got to go in the cosmic. He's missing in the cosmic displays. That's a gap that needs filling. Not the most overly exciting figure you could ever have in the world, but yeah, needed. And Champion of the Universe just looks ridiculous. That hairstyle, it's like Ronald McDonald on steroids. Is the way his hair's just going down.
It's a mad design. But you're right. And him and Thanos' brothers is again. But yeah. But look at that. Look at the size of the big bastard next to him. I can't wait for him.
He looks more like Thanos' brother than you'd think.
He does, yeah. Much more. Much more.
So that is Amazon and fan channel. One thing just thinking about that, one thing we can't touch on this evening is price. So I brought the video last week when we had the articles coming out from marvelousnews.com saying about the price increase to $27.99 for the standard figures, but nothing pre-orders today. So I can't. The closest pre-order I think is the comic book wave we'll get into. That pre-orders tomorrow, so we'll have to do a follow-up and see, because I think it does seem that the rumors are going to be true, and we are going to be a slap with a price increase that we're of course never a fan of, especially when you collect all the line or multiple lines, and if other lines follow suits, which is what I've got concerned about. I don't want Mattel to kind of up the price too, but we don't know if it's going to be an international price rise or is it is US and it's just tariff related. We're not still fully sure, and we won't know today.
Was the original comic book wave more expensive?
No, it was the regular.
Was that just standard? Was that just regular?
Yes.
24 quid.
Yeah, the regular $24.99. So we can't answer that today. And yes, Hasbro have said something in the comments that I've not seen. So anyone in the chat, let me know if there is anything different. But I'll try and do some follow up later in the week, and we'll see how we've got on. Has the UK survived or not? Because otherwise, we're looking at nearly £200 a wave. So that's going to be a bit scary. So we will see as that to come, and then we get into said comic book wave. So there is a poll in the chat. How are we doing? 33 votes in the poll, and we're still tied. So the comic book wave and the upcoming Punisher pack we'll talk about are tied in the poll for what is the best of the day. So quite a popular one then so far. So we've got Feral. We had, of course, they're revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, but now we're getting a closer look. And I quite like the head sculpt on this one. Actually, do quite like the head sculpt. So I think everything in this wave is pinless. I don't think there was any pins at all for the pin snobs out there in this particular wave. But of course, we have the ever controversial mini comic book. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one. Anybody in chat joining me on this? I'm the only one that has these mint on card on the wall. I haven't actually opened the first comic book wave, so I do have a set literally over there in the corner of the toy room, mint on card on the wall, because I actually do think the packaging for this, but a modern card, like a retro card style, but a modern blister card, I think this is their best design because you get so much artwork specific to the character on the card. So I actually do like the card. Now, initially, I was seeing this comic book, of course, as the replacement for the Build-A-Figure, so that was a crock of shit. But of course, they're just getting away from the Build-A-Figure anime, aren't they? I don't think this is replacing the Build-A-Figure. The Build-A-Figure is just effectively gone. We're going to get, as I've said before, 1 or 2 a year, it seems. So I think we just live in a day and age where that has happened and there's nothing we can really do about it. So the question is this better than nothing, or would you prefer this piece of plastic to be remolded into an extra hand or something like that? But for me, I kind of like the little comic. It does seem to be well printed. So I think I can do something with them. Now, of course, there was that stupid rumor out there last year of the spinner rack that was going to be a Build-A-Figure thing. But this idiot would buy a spinner rack to put the comics in. He's got something to do with them then. So I don't know. I don't mind. I'm not as mad as some out there when it comes to the mini comic because, well, if it's that or nothing, then I know you can take nothing. You can throw it out if you don't want it. But I don't know. I think it looks all right. I would, of course, prefer them to actually include a like Toy Biz did, a proper paper comic. I still use those Toy Biz paper comics to this day. I cut them up and make them into different sort of decomposages for the toy displays. So yeah, I would prefer that. And I think they've said like kind of legal reasons why they can't do like an actual digital version of the comic. So it is what it is. But X-Force #1, I think that's X-Force #1. It's included with the wraparound cover. Does look kind of nice. So at least it's a decent comic cover to come with. And people have been asking for Feral for many, many years because she helps to complete that cover team there. So for what she is, I think she looks good. I don't think there's any alternate heads with her, and we'll get back to her each in a second. So no, I think it is just the sort of screaming head. She's not furry everywhere. She's semi-furry. She had a bit of a shave. So, Adam, what do you think of this? I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. Then you carry on.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I'm really happy for my friends who are really keen for this character. As an action figure goes, I think she looks really good. No, of course, it's not gonna make my collection. The mini comic for me is virtually pointless. Like I think I threw all the ones from the few that I bought just in the bin from the first wave that I got. So yeah, I'm not angry about it because same as you, I don't think this is the replacement for the Build-A-Figure at all. I just think they are phasing that out. But I am a bit annoyed because I do think whatever money went into that could have been an extra accessory for each figure, which I would infinitely prefer to this.
Yeah. Yeah, Dwight did say that they were taking fan feedback on it, I think, in the stream. So Let them know if you like this or not. Is it hit or a miss? I think is the way he described it. Let them know, and they can plan for future stuff, because they've obviously clearly probably planned a few more of these waves into next year. But if it really is shitting the bed as a concept, then let them know. They don't always listen, but they will take some feedback on board probably. So I say Dwight did seem a nice fella at MCM, really, in terms of
I really
talking
liked
with him
Dwight.
for a few hours.
I thought he was sound, really sound.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought he was probably the most personable of the three of them, in terms of just actually like casually chatting away. The others always felt that element of uncomfortable, like you could tell they were at work. Like, whereas at times Dwight just totally relaxed and chatting.
Dwight was just spilling the beans and chatting away, wasn't he?
Completely. Like,
So,
I really liked Dwight.
so don't be an arse when you give it, but give your feedback in a nice way, and I'm sure they might eventually listen. So there is the mini comic of X-Force #1, and then we will come to Rachel. But I haven't said hello to the chat in a minute. Seems to be all sorts going on in the chat. Can I do two things at once? Can we look at this and read the chat at the same time there? Tanner's popped in. Hello to Super Turk 5000. How are you doing? What's this here? Everybody's having a little chat away there. There was I see the Watcher was mentioning Arkham Asylum game, but that just made me think the Lego Arkham Asylum is out today. Another thing I collect. There's no gift with purchase, so I won't be buying it yet. I'll wait till it goes to double points, but that does look very cool. So that will be a future thing then as well. Teresa, I'd like a X-Men. Yeah, I'd like a diorama. I would like dioramas within Marvel Legends. We've just started it in G.I. Joe with like the modular fortification thing. So just little diorama pieces. Yeah, maybe like a bookshelf, a bookcase, something for like Charles Xavier's library. Now, we've had pieces like that before from Diamond Select, which is what I still use to this day in the collection. The Gotham line of action figures, the Gotham TV show, comes like an alleyway, a fireplace, a bookcase. They went really cheap in the sale. The Arkham Asylum gates, they're all in there. So they're all really good pieces you can throw in. But it was Diamond Select that were giving us that. But of course, we've had the unfortunate downfall of Diamond Select. So if Hasbro could start giving us something like a build a diorama, something like that would be nice.
The Indiana Jones wave, they did that really well, didn't they? Like, you had the build an artifact, you got the Ark of the Covenant, the table from that. They did really well at that. And I think you're right. I think something like that with Hasbro would sell really well.
Yeah, they do. That's a good point. Actually, I've forgotten about anybody wants to buy that entire Indiana Jones set, that is in my NEC Toy Five. That one has not been pulled out. A whole box of the things. Anybody needs some of them. There's Mike saying Extreme Set. Yeah, Extreme Sets do a decent printed cardboard on the Extreme Set stuff. Very expensive to get the Extreme Sets, those shipped to the UK. Now, sometimes props and replicas get a few of them in, but not some of the main ones. So you got to go. It's like $70 shipping from Extreme Sets just because of the size of the box in the US. So it does for getting them internationally. Hello to Robert. How are you doing as well? So right, next number 2, and it's 2 women in a row. And of course, the man below me loves the female action figures. So it is Phoenix, Rachel Summers Phoenix with the Houndhead as well, with the Excalibur #1. So this has been top of the want list for pretty much every action figure fan, apart from the man below me, for probably the last 3 years. I think people have been like constantly going on about getting a Rachel Summers in the look to help with that Excalibur cover. So here she is, and the accessories. Dwight said you just pop the hands off and they just slot on. So I think somebody's asking a day about, well, hopefully there aren't like holes or anything to plug those into. Well, there isn't, so that's fine. So you can have them displayed without it. They do just slot on, and she does have a 1980s sort of rat's tail as well on the back of the head and the Excalibur #1. The only problem with that, we can now recreate the cover. The only issue is, of course, it's the green outfit. Is it Megan? I think in the green we have, whereas on the cover she's in the browny orangey color. I think inside she's in the green. So we can't quite do the cover, but at least we've got all the characters there. So you've got there. I think she looks really good. I think this could be my favorite figure of the wave. It's up there. It's up there. It's that 19. It's like any 80s wrestling fans in early 1990. That's like Sting's haircut to me. The Surfer Sting had the little rat's tail. So there it is in the female form. And the buttocks there as well. So you've got a nice little buttock shot there for the perverts. We've got the head. So, Adam, the one thing I get his... He doesn't always want the female figures, but if they're part of a specific team, then I think I'd have to break that rule and get them just to almost complete that cover in a way. But you can probably get over that somehow, but I don't understand how you can get over that.
Really easily. really. You'd be amazed at how easily. If I found this in the street, I wouldn't take it home. Again, thrilled, like you said. I know all of you have been desperate, so really pleased. She looks great. Like that pose where she's sitting on the reading the book, just the articulation. It looks like a cracking figure. I think the accessories work really, really well. But yeah, just totally disinterested to
You can't go
collection. But again, I know I would read an Excalibur comic. I absolutely would. I would never, if they did a Phoenix Rachel spin-off just about her, I would never ever read that spin-off. It just would have no interest to me. So given how limited my space is to display my figures, but actually I'm saying that's kind of an excuse. Even if I lived in a castle, she wouldn't make it. So yeah, I wouldn't be interested. Like I've even got, I know it drives you wild, but like I've got that Dark Avengers team display, and I loved the Dark Avengers run, but I haven't got the Warbird.
So if we come to full screen here, just so I can get the thought process. So I get you wouldn't buy something you wouldn't read as a single character. Okay, fine. But because of the team aspect, he can just not do it. But I don't understand how he can not do it, because like the example you've just given with the missing Dark Avenger,
I knew that would wind you up.
Utterly insane. Like,
that's why I said,
and you can just straight over the head.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
just straight over the head. Anybody explain this man's thinking? Anybody? That's why I have him on the scene, because we have very different views on the topic of action figures.
But again, although she is part of the Dark Avengers team, if in Dark Avengers issue 1 she died, I wouldn't be upset. Like, I'd be absolutely fine. Whereas if I read Dark Avengers issue 1 and like Dicken died, or Ares, or Century, I'd be like, well, shit, I'm like, that really pisses me off, because I really like that character on the team. Whereas, yeah, I'm just not.
We even discussed this man in his house when he's not here. We were watching something on TV the other day, and there was this we're having a debate. It was something to do with John Cena's physique or something like that. And we were talking about half-naked, muscly men. And I was going through again, it just reminded me, anytime I see now a half-naked, muscly man, all it reminds me of is Adam. So I'm like, Adam would have that in the collection. And then out comes AJ Lee. Not a chance. She's never going to make it. Abs of steel on it. Not going to make it. I don't know. He makes me laugh. That's why we love Adam. He's a bloody weirdo. So let's go back to the screen share. And Dan's got a great quote there. If I'd found this on the street, I wouldn't take it home. This must be a new motto for Adam. We'll have to get that printed on a t-shirt. There is and hello to Gregory Trejo. Hello. Because he wants everything on the stream. And hello to Joanne. Hello, how are you doing? We're doing good here. And I don't know if I'm in for everything today. Might be. Maybe figure-wise. Obviously not the role-play stuff, but I might be figure-wise. Adam hasn't quite got over his female figure issue. We'll work on it. But he can live with gaps in the collection. So if you want your team completed, don't come to the feather below, because he will not have a completed. But he might sell you a figure you need to complete your team, because it won't fit.
Or just give it away. That's what I tend to do. Any of the women that come in the box sets, they just get sent to somebody in the group.
Don't forget, he is a Thanos collector out there. So any Thanos Psylocke 2-packs, send your Thanoses to Adam Batman Moran. Courtesy of Craig, I'm sure he can ship them onto him. So we now move on to what was...
Psylocke didn't even come out the box.
Right, so she's coming to the Toy Fair table as well. So if you need one of those...
Be at the Toy Fair table.
Right, okay, we're coming on to... I'm going to make a controversial statement now. My most disappointing figure of the day. So this is our first all pinless, very shiny, Norin Rad Silver Surfer. But if you've been watching, again, all the live streams across the sort of UK Toy Network, and you've tuned into Mr. Who, you've tuned into some of his after show and Legends and Liquor, you've seen our good friend Michael from Bring Toys to Work mention a very good theory about a lot of these figures being new versions from sort of Hasbro's dark days, them redoing figures from the past that were pretty bad and updating them. And he came up with a fantastic theory on this one, because as the leaks were breaking, that this should be the Silver Savage. And I 100% agree with him. I was like, yes, I need a Silver Savage. Don't think that figure even came out in the UK. So I have hyped myself up for about 4 days for a Silver Savage. And I said to Michael, I was like, if this isn't the Silver Savage, I'm going to be very disappointed. And it is not the Silver Savage. It is just your bog standard Silver Surfer. However, it's a very good Silver Surfer, I think, for Legends. The chrome looks really shiny. He is pinless. It is the head sculpt I think we got before on the Galactus version. But if you need a Silver Surfer, well, I'm sure he's probably quite hard to get on the aftermarket because he came with Galactus or he came in a Walmart exclusive many years ago, then this is going to be a much easier way to get one for retail price. And this is a really good one. So I do think it's a great Silver Surfer. It's just not the Silver Surfer I wanted. So that is why my controversial statement, this was my most disappointing of the day. However, I think I may still purchase him because of how he looks just there, because that is a fantastic looking card to me. I love the Silver Surfer artwork in the background. I think the blue goes well behind him, and I like his logo. So I think this looks really nice on the card. So I think this might actually go on the wall. So this might be a mint on card one for me. And I do have the Silver Surfer Omnibus, which has that comic cover on the front of it as well. Yes, it is still sealed for Rich M if you are watching on the replay at all. So yeah, I'm sure people are going to be very excited for this. It's just I was really hoping it was a Silver Savage. Now, Adam, you are, I could say you do own a Galactus, so you probably do have the other one.
Yes, I've got the other one, but same as you, I'm probably still buy this. Yeah, I love Silver Surfer. I think I've got every one Legends have done so far, but I've got the original Silver Savage as well. But like you, that's the figure that I want, especially since like 6-inch Legends have just done that World War Hulk, haven't they? That's coming out next year. So a new Silver Savage would have been brilliant to have along with that. Yeah,
I was hoping for the Savage, but I know some people. There's a
lot
of
that,
people
like that. That is a cracking. I mean, that's Dan always says your mind's eye, doesn't he? That's my mind's eye of Silver Surfer there. So that I'm definitely getting this one as well.
So he's getting the upgrade, and I think just looking at the comments here, people seem very happy with this. So Dan said, to be fair, he did say it would be that version, but I was living in hope from Bring Toys to Work. People will be mad, but I'm happy to upgrade from previous. So Alexi, your boy's got toys, again, co-host of Encounter Culture and Just in Collect. He is all over the internet, that fella. He's happy with it. I don't own one. Robert doesn't know, so he's happy with this. Damien's in for this one. Virtual Dave is in for this one. Gregory, are you in for this one? You don't have a Surfer. So, yeah, looks like you're in for that one as well. And, yeah, everybody's pre-ordered. So, wow. I thought people would be happy with this. So, yeah, I really thought you would. But I thought I'll make a controversial statement for once. But it does look a nice little upgrade. But I think I've got both the other ones. So I don't think I need it off the card. So I think I will get one to keep on the card again. Because usually if we are going to get the price increase on this wave, then the UK independents will give you a discount. And usually quite a hefty discount for buying the whole wave. Sometimes the equivalent of literally a figure for free. So we will see if that's still the case when these go up for order.
I wouldn't know. I've never got that discount. We've never bought the full wave.
He's not a full wave kind of fella. So a Build-A-Figure is no use to him. So there is the Silver Surfer. Again, I like that cover. There is a cover of him in Mephisto I quite like. So I kind of would have liked that cover for the comic, just so then we could have paired that with our Mephisto that we'll be getting this time next year as well. So there is the Silver Surfer. And then this one. So again, as the leaks came out from Walmart and Toy Wiz, the only debate on this one was which Black Widow was it going to be. It's been the talk of YouTube for at least the weekend, as we discussed. Are we getting Yelena or are we getting Natasha? And we are getting Natasha. So my first question is, Adam, would you prefer Yelena or Natasha?
Natasha. Every time.
There you go. He's not even collecting bloody things, but he prefers Natasha. Now, I would have preferred Yelena in this case. So I wanted the version with the sort of the abs out version, just because I had the Marvel Select version of that figure. Because again, I bought that just to get the like the diorama piece that I used in the display. So I've just had that figure sat in the box for years. So it'd be nice to actually get a proper Legends version of it. But they have not gone for that. They have gone for, in theory, what is the better comic book cover for the mini comic? This is the X-Men cover where you've got the Cap, the brown suit Wolverine, and the grey suit Natasha all together. So that is an iconic cover. It's a cover I would like to recreate in my Mayfex. So actually, if Lexi is still with us, I've kept some of my Marvel Mayfex, and I've got Cap posed right behind the brown suit Wolverine. And as I was doing that the other day, I was like, oh, that'd be nice to have a Grey Widow. And then we got into all this talk. So I'm not mad at this one. I actually do like this version. We've had the bomber jacket 90s version, but not the version without the bomber jacket. So we've got the proper Widow symbol on the back. So I do like this one. I like the little bracer thing she has on as well. We've got the smoke effects before, but the flame effects have got a different deco on. And I just prefer this deco. The darker sort of black and red, I think, looks nice in the deco. So again, she's one I might keep on card because I've got the other one in the collection. I'm suddenly building this wall of
carded figures.
Carded figures for a bit. So I don't know. So let's have a look. Let's have a closer look. So we've got the full logo on the back. So that's looking good. I think this is actually it. So again, it's on the super articulated pinless body, as they've said before. So that's a nice little pose you can get out of there. Another pose from the other angle. Another pose from a different angle. I noticed hers has a white background, and the other ones had a black background. So I don't know. They're just different prototypes, and I think they all had a black background on the plastic color on the previous mini comics. So I pay far too much attention to the mini comics. So that is a classic cover. That does look really nice. So yeah, I'm quite into this one. Now, Adam, as the third and final female figure of the wave, you have to give us some thoughts.
Well, I'm a 90s comic book reader. Like, that was the absolute pinnacle of me reading comic books, was all throughout the 90s. So anything 90 themes, I'm really nostalgic about. I remember that particular issue. Great figure, great articulation, looks really good, like all the accessories. So as female figures go, this is like a top tier one for me.
Right. So why are you going to buy it?
But I'm still not getting the book. For the
love of bloody God, people. It's a great cover. He likes the figure. He is a stubborn bastard. That's what he is. He is. I thought this might be the one. I thought maybe you'll buy this. A main character, Natasha. It kind of ticks some of his boxes. An iconic cover. Doesn't take up a lot of shelf space.
No.
No. Right, somebody buy it for him, and literally, right, we have to stage some form of intervention here and get this on this man's toy collection. He does need it. Hello to Paul McCarthy joining us as well. Hello, ton of great reveals. He loves the Silver Surfer as well. He has the Wolverine, but he's in for the upgrade with like a magnetic board. So yeah, magnetic board.
Yes,
would be
agreed, Paul. That would be that would be a really good upgrade.
So we are doing? We got halfway through. We are literally halfway through the images. We're doing well. We're just under the hour so far. 40 of you still with us in the live chat. Thank you. This has been my best video, and I should do more live streams. The algorithm doesn't seem to like my pre-recorded videos the last few months, but loads of you have turned up here. So thank you. I genuinely do appreciate the support here for the live stream, because I was starting to think YouTube hated me, but you've all turned up live, so I genuinely very much appreciated of that. You've always got toys, what's he saying there? Another update he's happy with. He likes the grey suit. So, what's Dan saying this one as well? Told you, yeah. Dan's had a very good prediction rate on this particular wave. A very good prediction rate. What's happening there, son? What's that Rich M been up to these days? So, this one kind of from the leaks was more obvious what it was going to be. So the interesting thing I say about these leaks, usually, sometimes it can spoil the whole thing when you leak everything. But the interesting thing about these leaks is we got the character, but we didn't have an inkling, for most of them at least, of what the design was. So then we could have the speculation. So then when Dan Yoon turns his card around, you had a bit of excitement. Like, oh, we kind of know what we're getting. So you've set your own expectations, which is good. and then you get the excitement of what costumes going to be. So I didn't actually mind them this time. I thought maybe they actually added a bit to the stream because I knew what I was going to expect, kind of, and then we could actually have the excitement of what figure it's actually going to be. So I was okay with that this time. So it is the Man Without Fear. Now, I think somebody in the chat said, is it John Romita Jr. artwork on this one? I think somebody said in the chat earlier. I'm not too sure. So, Adam, any idea on the exact version of Daredevil here?
I really don't. I really don't. This one for me was the Silver Surfer equivalent of you. When I knew Daredevil was on the leak list, because I didn't get the 3-pack because I already had the Bullseye and I didn't want the Elektra, so I didn't want to pay that much. And then the aftermarket price has been ridiculous. So I've been desperate for a single-carded Daredevil in his Daredevil outfit. And then saw it was on the late list. I was like, right, class, finally. They know how desperate the whole community are for a new single-carded Daredevil. And then I got what looks like a tubby guy in a tracksuit wearing a black bandana in his head. I was like, what the... Oh, I was really going to swear there. What on earth is this? It's like they've gone, what would be the crappiest version of Daredevil for Adam? Possibly make him a bit tubby, put him in a trackie, and release him as a single-carded figure. So yeah, I was devastated by this. I think it looks ridiculous.
So he's very happy with this one. So he prefers the female figure so far.
I'd rather have the Phoenix I found in the street than this.
He's not impressed with this version of Daredevil. So it is the main version. I know this version, of course, is the Netflix show when he first puts this kind of outfit on at the start of the Netflix show. So it's a figure I kind of wanted. The Netflix version of for a while, but then
the Netflix version looked all right. Like I didn't mind the Netflix version, but this, yeah,
he's not a fan. It's not my most exciting figure from the wave. I like the head sculpt. I like the bandana bit. It is quite a. I can see what you're saying. Quite a puffy tracksuit there for a Matt Murdock.
For a Matt Murdock, it's a very puffy tracksuit. It looks like an out-of-shape doorman is trying to rob the local convenience store, and that's he's given us some quotes tonight, isn't he? So you might be in luck though, because Gregory has said here that, so I think is true. There is a rumored normal red suit Daredevil in the Secret Wars wave coming up, and then I'll be made up. We'll do a stream when that comes out, and you'll see the opposite reaction.
Damien's happy for the potential customization here of another character. Out of that, Cute Colt again. They're all trying to cheer you up. See here, everyone's trying to help you. Talk about the Secret Wars as well.
Actually, can I go back? Was it Cute Colt who said about, or Damien said about the customization? That's a really.
It was Damien.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Damien. So that is my big positive for this. Which, God, I'm going to sound like such a hypocrite now. I probably will buy this, but absolutely not for Daredevil. Just for, I've got so many spare heads. For and I'll create some sort of just
your Chase Toy Collection UK custom, but it's a bit skinny for me. So so yeah, he's more offended by that one than I thought he would be. So he's not impressed with that one. There was we'll get to Beast in a second. I'm gonna stick on Daredevil. So what we got is, I'm assuming that's a new body because it is a puffier body on the top. I don't think that's a reused one, so it might be a new track. So let's see what the chat has to say about this. Mike said this is a Roman Daredevil. I'm impressed. What Roman means, I'm not sure either. Is it Red Daredevil in a puffy tracksuit? Craig's having a lovely time there. There's it's a miss from Robert there. Yeah, it could be more like a Thug tracks. It could be like in the tracksuit mafia. Paul McCarthy's going to paint a 5 o'clock shadow on him as well. I could see there. So I don't think everybody's overly impressed by this one. When the initial leaks came out, I said Daredevil probably my least excited of the wave, and now seeing the figure, I would if I had to rank this wave, he would be ranked number 6 for me in this wave. Adam's probably ranked him below the female figures, even though he won't buy the other ones. So there's so we're not impressed so far by this one. As I say, we will canvass the internet throughout the evening, but one. All he'll be impressed by is a big blue pussycat. So it is the Cat Beast. It's the astonishing X-Men Beast. And this thing was bloody needed for a long time. The last version, something like 2008, 2010, that era. An absolute long time ago, far too short, I think, for the modern legends. The plastic doesn't look up to today's standards either. So this has been on my list, at least for a while, of a figure I've actually wanted, having never had that previous version. You are going to get 2 head sculpts of this one. You've got Angry Beast and you've got Happy Beast. The only annoyance I'm seeing just looking at these images close up, really, for the first time, is clearly the torso is sculpted in yellow plastic, the lower torso. But the top of the legs are sculpted in black and painted yellow, and they clearly don't match. So that's going to wind me up just looking at that with my little sort of OCDs. We'll have to see how much difference there is in person. But it's a bit, you get a lot of this in the Mattel WWE line, where sometimes you've got something in the flesh tone and it's painted, as opposed to things that are actually sculpted in the plastic, and it does look a bit different because they can never quite match that color. It doesn't see, but we'll have to see under normal lighting. Because there, I can see it clearly. There, you got a shiny top of your legs and a more matte finish on there. And then looking actually at the bottom of the rib cage, that's probably blue plastic painted yellow. So this might be me being a bit pernickety, but because I've wanted this figure for a while, I'm being a bit fussy. I like the sculpt though in general. Lots of blue fur. I like the fur coming over the gauntlets there as well. I like the head sculpt. I like the fact we're getting this character. They didn't show the rumored Kitty Pryde and Colossus 2-pack, so I'm sure we'll probably see that at New York or maybe MCM. Oh my God, what if Rich M turns up to MCM and then it's there? And so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's joining us this year.
There'll be Elon.
He'll leave if that gets appeared there. But so we could have a pretty much near complete Astonishing X-Men team pretty quickly, considering they only started probably a couple of years ago now with Cyclops. And we had the Wolverine last year. I think we've had Emma Frost, I think, from this team. So, yeah, I'm in for the figure. I'm excited, but that yellow is a little bit of I'm noticing it more as I look at it right now, literally live here on the internet, looking at these images. I can notice it more than I did initially. But which comic book cover does he come with? Oh, okay. Not the one I thought they'd have gone with, actually.
No,
I'd
have thought they'd have gone with the one with them all. Like this,
standing in a
one if they all stand in the
like standing on a hill or something. So they've got that. So yeah, Beast, how are we doing? What is the chat saying on Beast? Let's come down, have a little scroll.
I know we've moved on to Beast, but I've been laughing for 5 minutes at Mark Tack's comment, Sports Direct Daredevil.
Let's get that up for you. And that's actually where you might find that figure. It doesn't sell, but Sports Direct do discounted Marvel Legends in the UK. So what are we saying on this for Mikey Boom Boots is give it a fire. Matte spray is a suggestion there. I know Robo's used matte sprays on Dull Coat, I think he's called it before, on the figures where you can sometimes see that difference. Your boy's got toys. He's passed the entirest on it. He's passed the entire team. Don't give 2 fucks as Alexi. He's moved on. Not having it. Not having it at all. Robert's in for a Cat Beast. Yeah. There's a Grey Jedi. Yeah, they have the effed up the X compared to the comic. So slight controversies in the design then, I could say, from my own opinions and that of some others. But we'll get to the whole wave in a second. So yeah, I'm still happy with getting the figure though. So I'm still happy to get a Beast in the collection. There is a But again, when we had the leaks, I was thinking potentially a X Factor, an early X Factor human form Beast could have been on this card. So had to be, I think, one of the two. They've gone for this one. So this one is needed. That other one is also needed. So hopefully he will be coming down the line in the future. So there is your big beefy Beast. And what information have we got the pre-order? The pre-order is tomorrow on this one, 1 p.m. Eastern. And well, it's Pulse and all mainline retailers. So this will be in your Walmarts and your Targets. Some of this, I think, might end up in Smith's in the UK. I think some of the mini comic waves ended up in Smith's last time. But they'll be on all your UK independent retailers and Pulse in the UK tomorrow. But the thing I'm interested in seeing, as I say, something we can't come on tonight because we don't know, what price is this whole wave going to be? Yeah. Find out tomorrow. Are we going up to the 28? Are we not? Are we doing it in the US? Are we doing it internationally? We will find out tomorrow. So 6 on the screen. You kind of put me off. I'm kind of been put off the Daredevil. Listening to yourself and all the chat today, so maybe I don't need the Daredevil. So So maybe he can go. Now the top rows, I definitely am for the ladies. Definitely 100% on the ladies, and 100% going to get the Beast. I can still see that shiny leg now. It's starting to give me. I'm irritating myself now, just staring at bloody Hank McCoy's bloody legs. But the three females, I think, top the wave for me. I think the best looking figure in the wave is probably, I think Rachel probably is the best for me. You pick a favourite
of the females of the whole wave.
The whole wave. What's your
whole wave? The Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. So I haven't gone for a shiny Silver Surfer. I've gone for an on fire Phoenix. So available tomorrow. As I say, they should be easy enough to get. They'll be everywhere. First wave. Did the first wave sell out? I think it did actually in the UK. Initially, the first wave. I think it's one of those waves we have the short supply on. So we'll have to see. I tend to usually try and wait for the sale for a lot of mid-legends, but I might, again, it'll depend, I think, for me, if I am going to go for the whole wave, that will depend on the price, because if I can get the Daredevil for free, if they give me a discount, then maybe it'd just be easy to do that. Otherwise, I think, the Daredevil may not sell very well. It'd be interesting with the ladies.
I can't see that Daredevil. I can't see that Daredevil selling. Like,
no,
I don't know who's buying that.
Silver Surfer will probably sell the most. I'd say people that have missed him, and Beast, because he's the Black Widow. If we had a lot, I don't know. Now we've all wanted Rachel and Ferrell for a long time, but it'd be interesting to see how many of us vocal internet fans, whatever we'd like to call ourselves, there are compared to the mass market. Because do mass market want a Ferrell and a Phoenix? Or are they? Because I think we've had this. Somebody said about Banshee is currently peg warming in some stores in the US. I'm sure I heard that.
He got lambasted for it when he said it. But surely if anybody knows and is confident to talk about the realities of these figures outside of the hardcore collecting market, Todd McFarlane said female figures don't sell. And he was lambasted for it, but I'm like, you're talking to a man who owns an action figure company. He absolutely knows whether that is a factual statement or whether that's just his opinion. So you're right. I think they probably, if they've got any sense, they will make them in fairly limited numbers. The niche ones like the Ferrell and the Phoenix, because outside of that collector's market, whereas I think we'll get casual fans walking in, picking up like a Silver Surfer, a Beast, not a Sports Direct Daredevil.
It is interesting. It's interesting, isn't it? Because now with the wrestling line, especially in the UK, if I just bring it over to the female figures in the wrestling line, I'm quite a big collector of my wrestling lines. I want all the new characters, but the Smiths buyer, for some reason, doesn't buy the bloody female figures. So Mattel do their cases, it seems, not like a whole case of mix 6. It's a skew of just one character per box. And they never bloody order, apart from the massive names like Rhea Ripley, we don't get the female figures in Smiths. So I have to then go in the female figures. But the reason probably is because when they used to order them, they used to mainly, to be honest, they used to peg warm. I used to discount them heavily. So I have to then, the female figures become harder to find in that line for a UK buyer because I've got to go to the online stores that charge more for them. So it's an interesting, you could a whole street debating.
You could.
It is an interesting point there.
I think companies should always do figures like this because they do need to still cater for us, for the hardcore collectors who want to build the world, who want every character, the real, I'm saying us, never bought a female figure in my life, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about us, the core collecting community. But I think there needs to be some sort of realistic appraisal that actually there are certain characters that just don't extend out to your casual fan. And female action figures, you think I'm really weird. I'm really weird compared to you and the other hardcore. But actually, in terms of if you took anybody that buys action figures as a slice, I don't think I am that weird that I'm not really interested in female characters.
We are weirdos within weirdos is the way to describe us. Now another chat is full of top threes, so let's go chat. So we've got a load of top threes drop. Let's have a look at some of these. We haven't seen Cheeky Monkey in a while. Anybody don't forget, super chats are live. If you drop one tonight, Cheeky Monkey will come and say hello again and make a comeback. We'll make a comeback. $5 or more super chat. We'll get you another appearance of Cheeky Monkey, a female on this stream. So your boys got toys. Is Widow, Surfer, and maybe Rachel. There's maybe Rachel. So Paul McCarthy's is Silver Surfer, Daredevil, and Beast to start with there. Jedi's gone for the top 3 and is passing on the bottom 3. So according to the image on the screen, Mikey Moonboots, what are you in for? Rachel, Silver Surfer, and Beast. No Feral, Mikey. No Feral there. Or again, is that just the top 3? I suppose that's just the top 3, not all the ones you will be purchasing. Surfer, Daredevil, and Beast. So we got a couple there in for the Daredevil. There was let's have a look here. Tariq says, just question which will be sold at Smith's. Yeah, they do seem to be all over the place. Some of them they're buying at Smith's. Virtual Dave's in there with Daredevil, Silver Surfer, and Beast. And Super Turk 5000 Tanner, channel member there. Tanner has dropped his channel membership emoji. So thank you very much. 7 months as a channel member. So I really can't read. I was about to read Necker's girlfriend. Turtle's Two-Pack is up for pre-order. That's how I'm reading that. Necker's girlfriend Turtle is up for pre-order. So it actually says Necker's Garfield Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2-pack is now up for pre-order. So Tanner is a big Tanner is a big Turtles collector, quite like me, quite like my Turtles as well. But there's one thing I don't know. Tanner has a cat, you see. I'm not the biggest fan of cats. I like dogs. I'm quite a dog person. Cats don't always like me, I think might be a way to put it. So and as a kid, I was never a fan of Garfield. So I don't know if it's a controversial statement. I have no idea, but I don't like Garfield. I never did. It used to kind of freak me out. It's very weird. I don't know. Got a thing for Garfield. So I don't know whether I should get over my Garfield phobia and get a Garfield to go in the collection. But the first thing I saw was like, fuck that. That's not going to my collection at all. I've got a thing against Garfield. Lasagna eating cats blows my mind. So at the moment, I don't think I'll be a. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do a Garfield in the collection. Mikey has confirmed that was his top 3. I can see there. Robert's going for ranking there. 1 Cat Beast and Silver Surfer. Craig's in for Rachel Ferrell, Silver Surfer for his top 3. Tariq's top 3 is Widow, Beast, and Daredevil. Dan's having a go at Tanner for talking about Garfield.
Well done.
He's having a go at Dan, having a little fight. And the Turtles and Tea co-hosts there are having a fight in the middle of my chat. It's going on. Now Damien's gone off of there. Now, if I buy the wave and don't want the Daredevil, I can flock it to him. So, right, we've got deals happening live on the air. I don't know. I'm terrible at selling figures. How am I going to get through the NEC toy fair? I do not know, because I've known about it for 6 months. I still haven't prepared a bloody thing for sale because I want to sell them. I move them into a pile to sell. I'm like, I'm going to part with them. It's fine. And then they kind of start getting pulled back in, as Adam mentioned earlier. So we will see. We will see.
We all have images. We all have images of us standing at MC at the toy fair with this big trestle table. we're like 4 figures on it, 4 figures on it, and us lot being like.
I can just imagine it now.
No, it could be reality. It could be reality.
Now I've run out of water. See, I've talked so much, I've run out of water. So if somebody can send a cheeky super chat, that will make Kiara come up the stairs and she can go to the bathroom and fill my cup up. So don't make me die of thirst, people. So right, let's get back over here.
You're getting offers on other toys now. 16 Mike's said if you ever sell your Mondo Omega Red, he's in. Now
16 Mike, that is the perfect example. Because I have below me here some Mondo figures I've pulled out for sale. I pulled out said Omega Red and loaded the X-Men, and I've already put them back in the collection. But that is the perfect example. I considered selling it. I lived without it for a couple of weeks as it was just hidden down here. And then I'm like, oh, no, maybe I do want it. So it's gone back in. And I did a video on my Mondos. Thank you for those that have watched. If you haven't watched, there's a video on my Mondo under the stairs display I tried to create. And somebody in the chat, I can't quite remember who it was, said, oh, you don't want to get rid of that Joker. He's one of the main characters in Batman. And I'm like, is he right? Do I need to pull Joker back in? So now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't sell that either. So it's a collector's bloody nightmare. There was I don't know. There was what's Dan saying there? He's going to get regrets after selling one toy before we even leave.
Chase the one buyer down.
They've not timed it well. I think my official start date for my new job is a Monday after bloody toy fair, so I've got to go into a new role straight after that. Oh, what's going on? Right, we're over halfway through. Oh my god, 7:20. We got at least 40 minutes till Dan's on. We can keep going. Right, now this was an actual genuine surprise. Because yes, I've forgotten about it. I don't recall this being on any leak list either. But we are getting a one-off. This is not a wave, they said. A wave, they pretty much teased, will be coming later in the year. Dan Young pretty much let us know that's going to be happening. Is the Secret Wars retro-carded Iceman. So I didn't see this one coming at all. Again, yes, I've completely forgotten something. But we're getting an updated Bobby. We're getting the reuse of the little ice stand that he always falls off. So that thing's crap, so that can go on. But we are getting some pretty decent looking, for Marvel Legends at least, sort of hand ice effects. We can do this. Look at that. Look at that's a recreation, people, live here on YouTube, of what you can do with those ice effects. And if I had something to throw like this, we'll be getting a snowball. I've used this bit of tape. There you go. Look at that. You can do with a snowball juggling. You didn't think you get that on YouTube this evening. What am I doing live on YouTube? But yeah, so you're going to get a new head sculpt as well. It's like a bit of gritting teeth. Hopefully this head sculpt doesn't have the stupid line down the middle of the head like some of the previous ones does. But in pack, at least, this is looking like a pretty good Iceman. So Iceman was one of the final figures, I think, from the original Secret Wars wave, along with sort of Constrictor and stuff, wasn't it? That never really got a US release. So it's a tribute to that. You've got your lenticular shield. So I am, for one, and 100% going to be purchasing one of these. Again, I've got a Secret Wars set on the shelf, so maybe this could be a shelf figure. But I kind of like the ice effects. So once I see somebody review this, I might decide whether I shall open it or not. But we've got translucent. Hopefully it's not bloody wobbly. Now, the Iceman from, was it the Juggernaut Builder figure wave? It was way back then, I think. Wobbly as piss. Literally falls apart. Will not stand up. His arms just... It's a thing I think sometimes with translucent plastic. It can be really brittle and break. NECA used to use translucent plastic that would break all the damn time back in the early 2000s. I broke a Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis set many years ago, but otherwise it can be quite jelly and wobbly. So hopefully it's not as wobbly, but this is a character we needed an upgrade for quite a while. It's almost maximum, I could say here, the amount of effects we've got. So what we got here, October 7th. So again, another random date. Got another month, basically, on that one. Fan Channel plus Amazon as well, and including Pulse. So Iceman. Now he's male. He's made of ice. Do you want a Frosty the Snowman? What's going on?
I mean, yeah, 100%. 100%. I Secret Wars was my first ever figure collection ever. Like that was this was where I started as a kid, probably 3-4 years old, if not maybe even a bit younger, collecting this and the DC Superpowers wave with Superman and Batman. They were my first ever action figures. So yeah, but absolutely, I'm all in on this one.
Do you have one?
And it looks a really good figure. I've got all the Secret Wars they've released so far. Most of them. I think there's one I still haven't got. I've got an old Iceman figure. I can't even remember which one I've got now, but I've got an Iceman figure. But this is a massive upgrade.
Yeah, this is a definite upgrade. Now he's got a slightly different belt in X Factor, and I know if we'd have had the other version, the X Factor version of Beast, and we'd got this with like an interchangeable belt, we could have had nearly a full team cover on that as well, but that wasn't meant to be. But we have a classic Iceman. Everybody's talking about Frozen. Mike is frozen. Dan's the freezing. I hope we haven't actually frozen. Are we still live and you're just freezing because of Iceman here? Amazing Friends Iceman. Yeah, I've got that one. The figures, I like the kind of the shading on that one because it does make it look a bit animated, but it's a very skinny and not the greatest figure. So is this Iceman pinless? Now that is a question I was trying to answer when I was actually watching a stream, because my eyes aren't good enough to tell. So can anybody help Virtual Dave on this out? Is it pinless? I think it is, but I'm not 100% because I literally cannot make the difference out to tell. So Adam, how are your pegs? Can you tell me what's going on here? Get the glasses on.
We're on an iPad for me, so we're not on a big screen here, but I mean, it looks... If they are bloody pegs, they're hard to sod and see, so let's not complain about it.
Well, I think Dan's confirmed this here. He said he can't tell if it's pinless, and he's got the press photos. Now,
Well,
I get some. I do get some of the press photos occasionally from Hasbro's UK division, but I get them in about a week's time, so they're not usually much use by the time, unfortunately, they get. So Dan must have to get me that hookup, Mr. Who, so I can get the international images you can actually see earlier. Because anybody know? Can anybody tell if this is because that there's almost an indentation where that could be a circle, that could be a pin. Right, it's Pin Watch 2025. It's 7:27 p.m. in the UK. Can anybody tell if this thing's got a bloody pin? Now, Paul McCarthy thinks it's pinless. Craig seems to think it's pinless. I'm not going on Craig's word. We're not. We're not asking Craig if it's pinless. There was my God. So we think it's pinless. We're going to go for. Let's give a percentage. Pinless confirmed. That's probably from Craig, though. Pinless confirmed. There we go. Craig. So it's all down to Craig's.nostalgic.collection on Instagram. Go follow him. And this figure turns out not to be pinless. Give him shit in his comments because he has confirmed to us. It is pinless. Dan's tried to enhance as well with that old school technology. But now, talking Iceman, you know what I did this week? I'm going to be very proud of myself this week. I saved money, people. I saved money.
How did you save money?
I cancelled 5 pre-orders, including Mayfex Iceman. Alexi, please don't unsubscribe. There was I went on Hobby Link Japan, and apart from Punisher, the only one I kept, I cancelled the rest of my Mayfex pre-orders because I decided I'm going to put an end to the Mayfex collection, the same as the Mezco. I'm going to have a couple of cubes each, represent the history of that line in the same way I've got McFarlane's history here. This room can be sort of history sections. And then I can spend the money on Mondo and Hot Toys because I'm going to run out of cash otherwise. It's the genuine reason. So that's at least like £500 saved. That is proper JMass there.
That is,
Well, now, have I made up 6 pre-orders? I'll tell you what I did. Don't tell Cheeky Monkey. Nobody tell Cheeky Monkey. She's probably not. She's downstairs, but she's watching. So I then pre-ordered the last copy in the UK of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Hot Toys Mr. Freeze. So I cancelled an Iceman to buy a Mr. Freeze to keep it ice themed, and I now need to go and buy a bloody Todd McFarlane George Clooney Batmobile. Luckily, it's in the sale because I've got ideas, people. These ideas happen, so something had to move. But yeah, it's it's already happened, Mike. I've already discovered in art, but not in the everyone's jumping on the in art 112 game. I've got some of their 1/6 stuff. I've got the Henry Cavill Superman, and yeah, their likenesses are fantastic when it comes to the 12-inch stuff. So I imagine they are very good when it comes to the 1/12 scale. But in art are usually more expensive than Hot Toys when it comes to the bigger scale. So I'm only little dabble when it comes to the in art stuff. But yeah, cancel pre-orders. Are you proud of me?
We're not really, because you then just went and replaced it with something much more expensive. So no, Jay. Like
6 equals 1. Not. It was the same cost of all. No, actually, I'm still a profit. I'm still up a little bit. It's
like you go into a meeting and be like, right, listen, everybody, you're going to be really happy. I've kicked the cocaine habit. I've absolutely kicked it. I have not had any cocaine this week. But talk to me about.
We take no drugs on this channel and endorse in any way YouTube. Thank you very much. Disclaimer there.
Anyway, shape or form, it's all of it is bad, and especially giving up cocaine and taking out heroin. Terrible decision. Terrible decision. There should be no pride in that. If YouTube are listening.
So we've lost the plot now.
Yes. So no, Jay.
He's not even proud of me.
I'm not proud. The intervention is still on.
You were nearly in luck, son. You were nearly in luck. I was gonna move on my Death and Return of Superman Mayfex stuff. There was so you could have had all of it. No, I couldn't pass.
Then I would have been proud of you.
So I was like, no, all that needs is Doomsday and the ripped up Superman to complete the line. So I was like, well, I can complete that line. It's a shelf done and it's done. So that's my theory. Because there is a DC line coming next year, people. The DC Mattel line, and I'm probably going to want to buy quite a lot of that. So we need to make some space, some room, and some hopefully monetary consideration. But that is literally Virtual Dave has nailed that there. That is a literal definition of plastic crack that we've discussed for many years in the toy community. Right, here we go. Image number 106 coming up. It's more Iceman. So there is Iceman. So pre-order October 7th. We're both in. Now, this one was a surprise to me. Now, Damien, I think, slid in my DMs earlier when I checked it. So he must have had the lowdown. Did you get the lowdown on this, Damien? There was so I didn't know this was coming. Gladiator So we got the now I've got the original Gladiator. So when I had a rumor of Gladiator, I was like, I don't need a Gladiator. Fucking do need a Gladiator. Look at the eyes on that fella. So this is a much better looking Gladiator than the one we had before. So I think they've got me here, even though I don't really need a Gladiator. Maybe I could just sell the other one. Right? Somebody remind me to sell the other Gladiator at Toy Fair, because this one looks much better. So we got the beefier body. The old one I think is on the old Hyperion body, if I can think back that bloody far. And then a bloody Deathbird. There is I want to call a Warbird, but it's happened. Adam's showing me his Gladiator. Let's get back to full screen a second.
So there's the original.
There's the original. Is it on the Hyperion? It's
on the
chest.
it's on the Hyperion body. I'm assuming this one is on the new Hyperion body. I'm assuming it is anyway.
Whatever they call the I can't remember what they call the bodies.
Yeah.
Watch Dan and Rich later. They'll tell you about what
they'll be far more technical.
So we got Lalandra's sister, who I must have missed on a leak list. I didn't know she was coming. I'd forgotten if she had. So I'm loving the head sculpt. I think she looks really good. So I can already tell you now, before he even says a word, if you need this figure, I know a man that's going to be selling it, because there's no way in hell he's not going to be upgrading that Gladiator. We haven't even let him speak yet, but I'm sure that's going to be his answer. And he ain't going to give two tosses about her, even though we can do that nice X-Men cover with her and everything. It's going to look lovely to do that. But no, she will be. I really genuinely like. I think that's one of my favorite things of today's stream is that head sculpt. I don't know why I've got a little bit of a toy boner for the head sculpt, but I kind of do, because looks pretty good. Have we got any information when this is going to be up for order? We got the box, so we got a big X-Men Gladiator and Deathbird box. So we got a pre-order info. We got some for sexy. We do. So I told you all over the place of pre-orders. September 18th. That might be next week. It's about 10 days time. 1 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be the 6 p.m. in the UK. Fan channel and Amazon and Pulse. So it will be everywhere. I'll come to the chat in a second. And well, Adam, I suppose you're going to get rather excited over a buff cosmic male.
Very excited. Yes, but yes, you're totally right, Jay. If there is anybody out there who is not interested in a Marvel-based Superman ripoff and just wants Deathbird, hit me up, because I'll be ordering this on day one. But yes, she will totally disinterested. And my only disappointment, because you're right, I love this. It's my figure of the stream. Like, it's my most anticipated figure. I've wanted an upgrade for Gladiator. I love the new Hyperion that they did for the Heroes Reborn wave that they did. Great figure. So I'm thrilled about this. I was gutted they didn't change the cape. Because it is the
same one, is it? I thought it was, but
it looks because it's got the turned out bit and the bit
it never quite sat on him quite well. It used to make him fall over.
Yeah, it was I really like this figure, this original, and actually, despite the complaints, I really like the body. But yeah, I never ever liked the cape. I could never get on board with the cape, so I'm gutted we didn't get an upgrade to that. But that aside, I'm over the moon with the rest. Was it Cosmic Capes? And I'm not even certain if they're.
That is a thing. Whether they still are, there was Scott because customs doesn't have Cosmic Capes. I don't.
But I think
I didn't really dabble in the customs, so I don't really. I know David Evan Smith has a Christina Conan custom of Deathbird, so this is really good though for a general release. I think to see Mikey there in a chance saying the feathers on the cloak look really nice, fantastic looking Deathbird. So again, if you want a half price Deathbird, you don't want to buy the 2-pack. Adam will not keep her. He's a very weird man. But look at this. Oh, I think she looks really. I think she might be my figure of the day. I don't know. I just really like the design. I like the. It's the head sculpt. I don't know. It's that maniacal laughing head sculpt. Really.
Yeah, she definitely looks good. Yeah, definitely looks.
Really has me going on that one. Well, Damien says solid 2-pack. Now we got his link for JC. And now I do usually follow Marvelous News. I must have missed that one. There was a. Mikey's having a laugh. The toy museum hopefully will open one day. There was need to have it off site. There was like if you have any Lego fans out there, watch Brixie. Brixie has like he's bought like a whole like a massive warehouse to build like the world's biggest Lego city in. So I don't know if I ever win the lottery, that would be a very good idea for toys. But unfortunately, I don't play the lottery, so probably not going to happen. But yeah, it's like saying, yeah, the face paint, the face printing is very, very good on that pack. So I was surprised by that one, especially by the Deathbird. I was very much surprised by her. She probably was on the leak list, and I've just forgotten about it. But there's been so much on these leak lists, and they all start merging into other leak lists, and I do kind of forget about everything. Thank you, everybody, still with us. Over nearly 44 of you still with us in the chat. Thank you very much. Might as well just do all my content live. It seems to flow much better. It's just work, people. Unfortunately, there's a way of if only we didn't have to pay for the toys, that would be. I could just sit here all day, just reacting live as a toy. That would be a dream job, really, wouldn't it? That was. I always fancied being a radio host when I was young at school. So maybe in a way that is what I'm doing here with talking shit about toys and wrestling on YouTube. Right. Last reveal of the day.
I think you'd be a really good radio host. I think I'd be.
Yeah. My soothing tones. Listen to you in the evening. So, one final thing. Now, I knew what this was because they put it in the bloody own thumbnail. So it's probably on the red stream because the time I'd finished work and got to watch it, this was in the thumbnail. So we are going Gamerverse as Dan Young. Now, Dan Young did cheese yesterday. We're getting like pretty much a wave in Gamerverse, but he did give us more than that. So we're setting our expectations low so we could over deliver, I think was what he was always thinking today. So we are going Gamerverse, but we're not going Marvel vs. Capcom. We're going older. We're going Punisher side scroller is where we're going. Now, this game, I do believe I own, because I do think it's on the Marvel like PS4 gaming collection that has all the classic Marvel versus Capcoms on. And me and Adam have played the Turtle side scroller together. We were, let's just say, fantastic. So we'll have to give this one a go in the future. So we got Nick Fury in the brown with a nice little briefcase of money, and then we have more Nick Fury, and then we have the Punisher. So we have a blue suit Punisher. I did think Dwight said it's based off concept art, so I haven't actually played the game yet, so I'm not quite sure if he's fully blue or black in that game, or so this is the accurate color. Somebody let me know, but I would like a blue Punisher, mainly because I wanted an animated blue Punisher. But then that doesn't quite scratch that itch because he doesn't have the overcoat on. Because I don't think he ever took his coat off in the animated series. But for a Gamerverse shelf or a general sort of blue Punisher, then that would be very, very good. So what have we got here? I like the chest logo. I'm quite a fan of my Punisher and the logo. I think a lot of I had a Punisher figure when I was very little. I think it was one of the early Toy Biz figures, and he had like a little clicker on the back. You click
on the back, yeah.
Like a cap gun sort of spark.
Like a cap gun on the back. I had the same thing.
Yeah, so you had that too. So yeah, I had that. So I've always been in for a Punisher. So it's Punisher, Nick Fury, Gamerverse 2-pack. Quite a lot of accessories for Marvel Legends, if they kept pointing out. And there is your sort of a screen art on the back of that one. So this will be up for order. Well, we're going to get more images, so we don't know when it's up for order yet. We'll keep scrolling through. Again, let me know what you think in the chat, and we'll come in and have a read in a second. So you've got your money, you've got lots of different guns. There you go. So you've got the bullet effect reuse you've had before, a selection of hands. You've got your two fingers. You've got your pleasure pose, as we've called it before in the toy community. You've got a splayed gripper. You've got a baseball bat, a grenade, all sorts of little contraptions. I kind of want a blue Punisher. So I think the blue color looks better in the actual render images than it does in the actual studio images. There, it looks brighter in the images here. So in the photography images, we are going to get a bloody date. There we go. So September the 25th. So if anybody's noted down all these dates, then good for you, because I forgot them already. So apart from the comic book wave is tomorrow, September 25th, 1 p.m. Amazon Fan Channel and Pulse. So yeah, I think I'll probably get this one. I've got most of the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff. Actually, I've got all of it so far, I think. So hasn't all arrived yet, but we had a lot of price issues in the UK. Not issues in our favour, because Amazon mucked up all the Marvel vs. Capcom prices, and we were getting stuff for half price. So that Thanos pack was like 30 quid when I got a pre-order in. So if they could continue that streak on Gamerverse, because I'm sure this would be like 55 or something, and give it me to 30, that would be much appreciated from Hasbro. So I want a blue Punisher. So yeah, I'm happy enough with this. Adam, your thoughts?
Same as you. I like the pack. I think it looks really good. I've never played the game, so I don't really have any affinity for either of them in this look. But I like both the characters. Really good pack. I like the accessories. Very much the same as you. I think the blue looks so much better in the promo shots than actually it does in person in the plastic in the on the stream. But yeah, I'm in for this, definitely.
Yeah, they sometimes their studio lighting isn't always the greatest.
No.
So because I couldn't work out if Thanos was purple. You remember one of the last times we were on the air. So it yeah, I don't know. Their studio lighting needs to be improved. They're moving, aren't they? Hasbro are moving to Boston. I think I read
Boston or something,
an article yesterday. So Mike Hext will be in there with Hasbro. So maybe they can get some better lights when they move to a different studio. So yeah, we're both happy enough with this one. What's the chat got to say on this one? Let's have a look. Virtual Dave's in for the radio show. Fury looks very hit from Alexi there. We've got an instant pre-order from Robert as well. One might say wants the animated Punisher next. Now I did mention that to Dwight at MCM last year, and he was telling us the fact that characters like Punisher and Blade they weren't allowed to do on the Spider-Man retro card because they had to protect that Spider-Man brand, and these more violent characters were a no-go. So, from what he was saying, if he was correct on that, then we probably are not getting that version of Punisher, at least on that way of releasing it. So I don't think we're getting it on the retro cards. They need to come up with some other way of giving us a Punisher in the blue. Maybe they could have just tweaked this one, given us the interchangeable coat.
Trench coat, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I thought that would have been
done the job. The blues,
yeah.
So that is a bit annoying. They haven't done that. Lots of hits and lots of pre-orders I can see for me. So it seems to be quite popular in the chat. So let's carry on with this. I think this is the last thing they actually revealed. Have we covered everything? So let's flick back through these. We've got the teasers. Yeah. We've got the 2 little cock teasers at the end. Right, so I've not had time to go online and read what people say. So if the chat could tell me what's going on, please do. So we have got some gold bars, and we've got a bag with a lock on it. So we've got gold bars with some form of symbol. But again, he was watching it on a train. I was in a rush, and then they kept getting the light on it, so I couldn't see what the symbol was. So we got money with a symbol. Or is it money? Is it gold bullion? I don't know. Is it an old ancient Egypt? Is it a moonlight symbol on there or something? There was and then we've got a bag with a lock on it. So those are your 2 teasers. Some more images. Oh, there we go. What have we got then on that symbol? Now on the big screen, it looks like we've got maybe an upside down skull, like the leaf design you would get underneath something. Maybe the best I can make out on that. Adam's probably watching me on the mobile phones. We ain't gonna be able to see that. So anybody got any guesses before we wrap up here? Because I don't know, gold. I haven't really got anything. I don't know if you got any guess, any thoughts, any vocal ejaculations you could give us.
I was trying to think like heist related, because it looks like, like you said, like gold bullion, and then you've got the bag with a lock on. So what characters could be associated particularly with like bank heist type scenes? But no, I've got no clue.
No clue at all. So Dan's had a thing. He's mentioned Latveria crest. I've seen Dan mention in there. So is it like that? Let me have a look. Is it something for Doom? Let's have a look and see if I can get an image up. Share this screen instead. That's me having a Google of Latveria, so I can see. Yeah, I can see this shape here. The skull face bit. Maybe that was the skull face I was seeing. It looked like there was leaves underneath that there isn't on that. And yes, that was these star symbols and this bit. So could it be a tease of a Doctor Doom? They've mentioned on the leak, this was a 2099 Doctor Doom. So we've had a little look at that. Anything else? Anybody else got in there? And then there we go. Doom 2099 for Curtis Randall. So is that then a Latveria symbol? Let's have a look again. Okay, you can. Doesn't 100% look like that to me. Doesn't 100%, but I can see where the shape is you're coming from on that one. There is a absorbing man. We've got a guess of there. Scourge bag. We've seen potentially the Bug Nice leak of a Scourge build figure. Why is Craig talking about the shower?
Oh god.
Craig needs a shower. Right, so here we are on YouTube.
If he's linking that with the word golden, Jay, it's not for this stream.
It's definitely not for this screen.
No, if he's putting
Oh,
golden and
we've
oh,
he's fell victim of a typo there. He's put the shocker.
Yeah.
There is he's like a heist. Rhino with like a heist. There's a closer image of that bag with the definitely a sculpt. Again, is that bag not painted? Because the lock wouldn't be the same color as the bag. So is that just the base plastic and there'll be some paint detailing on the bag? There was now the shocker could be even worse than the golden shower, because if you look at the band Steel Panther and the lyrics to the song The Shocker, then I really probably shouldn't be saying that online. But yeah, any heavy metal fans out there, look that up, look the lyrics up, and I'll tell them after the show. So potentially Doctor Doom and sexual favors is what we've ended up coming up with on this. There was so the second one in there for Absorbing Man. Doctor Doom himself is telling us it's Absorbing Man. So Doctor Doom, hello Victor, how are you doing? He's telling us it's Absorbing Man. So can I Google Absorbing Man bag or go? I don't know. Can I get anything up for that? So let's have a little Google. I'm having a Google here. So let's share this time instead. You can see my Googling. So what have we got for the gold? Are we thinking, or are we thinking for the bag? Let's try Absorbing Man bag live into Google. Fantastic results. Fantastic results. That's just what we need. That's just what we need. We've done really well at solving the mystery. So if you want more action figure content tonight, don't forget, tune into Dan Who and Rich M tonight. They will go fully deep into golden showers and shockers as they tell us what's good. Craig's giving me terrible. Like you started this, and you gave us the fuel. The fuel has been fueled to the fire.
As soon as we started talking about golden, and you're in there shower.
So. And that is the final image then to summarize what we've seen today, courtesy of Toy Arc, of course, for doing the Lord's work and giving us the images so we don't have to pull them all together. So we've got a retro wave, a mini comic wave of 6 figures. Again, we don't know the price on them. We're guessing a $27.99. We'll find out tomorrow. We're in for most of them. Well, I'm in for most of them. Adam's in for a couple. We got the champion of the universe, and we've got his little friend, Thanos' brother. We've got a nice Deathbird and Gladiator 2-pack. We've got Punisher and Nick Fury 2-pack. So, and you've got a Daredevil cosplay to start you off. So overall, it's not a bad showing, really. I think there's.
I thought that was a good. I thought that was a good showing. Because the ones
not the best showing we've ever had.
Not the best, no, but the ones that I really liked, I thought they were great. So yeah, I was quite happy with tonight's showing.
Yeah, so I think that's a fair sort of 7.5 out of 10 tonight, 7.5, 8 out of 10. I think some decent reveals. All the good work might be undone tomorrow. If these 2 packs are 65 and the figures are 28, then we'll all be having different conversations. But for at least we can have some toy joy this evening, as we can live in a little bit of our own sort of bliss here as we wait till the prices are revealed. But some of these guests, is the bag stick? Well, if it is, our good friend Kurt K, NJHS fan on Instagram, we're very happy if we can get a stick to go with Daredevil, because he is an essential character to Daredevil that we've not had. So, yeah, overall, pretty decent stream. We've covered it. Oh my God, nearly 2 hours we've waffled on here. So, well, thank you for joining us, everybody. It's been a fun evening talking Marvel Legends. We both managed to finish work just in time. So now I'll go make some dinner, and I'll be tuning into Dan Hill in about half an hour's time. He'll probably be late, so maybe 40 minutes time. So, but before we get out of here, his name is Batman. So let's go over. Let's just have a little look, shall we? Let's have a little look. Now, get your channel members, get your emojis in the chat. It's Todd time, people. Let's have a little bit of Toddy talk. Let's finish off. Watch the viewers leave now. Here we go. Little bit of Toddy talk, because he's shown a few figures recently, and one of them I want. So let's go straight into it. So, DC Classic Scarecrow. 6 people have left already. There we go. So, DC Classics Scarecrow is here. He's that's gone. That's 8 gone now. 8 gone. There was a. We're in here for the Marvel. Todd is hemorrhaging the views there, but you can't forget Uncle Todd, can you, Justin? Get your Toddy emojis in the chat. So he'll no longer have the DC license by this time next year, and we will be doing full Mattel coverage on the channel, because Adam is, he's named after bloody Batman, and I'm quite the big DC fan myself. I think I've actually probably read in terms of physically read more DC than I have Marvel. Because I've actually read some of the Batman stuff as opposed to me and the Marvel. So if there's a classic Batman character, now I've sold Todd, as I said, for about the 4th time. All the viewers coming back, they're coming back. Todd's pulling back all new viewers. Hello, Todd viewers. There was 3 of you have come back, and we have 3 new viewers on the Marvel stream talking McFarlane, and they'll be turning straight off. But yeah, so we're going to get a classic Scarecrow. Now, Adam is a fan of a hench body. Scarecrow's not usually the most hench of characters, but this one's a little puffed in the chest. He's got the Daredevil syndrome from earlier, so could be doing a bit skinnier. But I do actually quite like the head sculpt, and I like the hat. So I quite like the tattered outfit. Yeah, I can see the massive pins. I can see him. Don't worry, I'll be buying them. You wait till I review the Mortal Kombat figures. They're going to do fantastic on the channel. so, yeah, not the greatest figure. I'm sure Mattel will do it better, but I've cut down to 1 shelf of Todd McFarlane, just to maybe try and encapsulate that period in time where Todd had a DC license. And if he does something classic Batman, I left 1 space, and this will take up my 1 space. But I also need to make 2 spaces because I went on eBay the other day and backtracked a Two-Face because I was a bit annoyed that I had missed the Two-Face. So, okay, he's got me at least for a Scarecrow. So he's got me at least for 1 more figure when it comes to that. And then he showed the Hush version of Riddler. So he doesn't have me for this, but anybody might do a whole bundle. Anybody come to Toy Fair might sell me entire Hush collection. I think, I don't know. We will see. Adam, you collect more McFarlane than me now, so talk.
I like both of these. Yeah, I like both of them. The Scarecrow in particular, I think the Scarecrow looks really good. Riddler, I'm not as fussed about, although I did love the Hush run. That first run on Hush was brilliant.
Even I've read it. I've actually read it.
It's a great run. But I just don't think it quite fits my mind's eye of Riddler, but definitely up for the Scarecrow.
No, my McFarlane's are literally right here. So that is when I sold them for the 3rd time. This is what got me back into the 4th time because I wanted that classic look of that classic look of Riddler. So yeah, he's pulled me back in for 1 more. So I'll be in for at least him. The Batman, he's got the glowy chest because he set off the Batman Incorporated flame. So I kind of get the reflection in the chest, but obviously you're stuck with one specific pose there, really.
This is one of those, like every now and then Todd McFarlane makes a decision where I'm like, it makes no sense. Like, he must be off his tits at times when he makes some of these toy decisions, and spray paint in the chest yellow is absolutely one of those decisions where, like, what were you thinking?
And there's 2 in here, so I want a black mask. If he could do a classic black mask, that would be very helpful. But he's gone for the thing he always does the first time.
Yeah, things he always does the first time.
Disguised as Batman black mask. I don't want this.
Brilliant.
So Justin Collectors uses channel membership token. Thank you very much. How many Captain Carrots do you have, fellas? Adam, I'll let you answer that first.
You know that I don't do the daft, what I class as like the silly characters.
He doesn't do females, and he doesn't do stupid stuff, Justin. You should know that.
So there's no Captain Carrot. Sorry, there are no
translation. No Captain Carrots.
In my collection.
Carrots in his collection. Now, Justin, I'll answer that question for you. There are no Captain Carrots in my collection either, I'm afraid. Oh dear. Well, that's Justin no longer a channel member. So we support his channel. I watch on the replay. I'm a channel member over there. He's stuck with me now. But no, I don't have one either, unfortunately. I didn't buy him when he came out, and actually he sold out. Todd does pretty does Justin. That's Justin and Alexi tonight. I've lost both co-hosts of Justin Collect. So look, poor Damien in the chat hasn't got one either. There was go. You have to have a go at him. He hasn't got one. Go. Compulsive Collector did all the channel members in tonight. Thank you for your support, everybody. Compulsive Collector John with his 8-month membership. Why is Justin here? See, he comes to get away from Justin, and he's found him here, infiltrated. And now I'm talking about Captain Bloody Carrot, but I don't have it, John. Neither of us have it. So we've shown solidarity with you and support in our anti-Captain Carrot stance. And the final figure I want to show this evening is this one. He's doing a classic Batgirl. I don't like the over-sculptedness of the body, but I do like the face sculpt, if I'm honest, so I might buy her as well. because I don't have a Batgirl in the collection. I suppose if I'm just having the classic Batman at the front, I might need a Batgirl. So we've got a bit of a soft goods wired cape. I like the face sculpt. That's all I can say. Positive. He doesn't collect females, so he ain't gonna give two shits. But yeah, so I might get one of them for the collection as well, and then hopefully call it a day with my friend Todd. Might have pre-ordered Deathstroke. Let's just move on from Todd. I'm out. I am out. I'm clearly out.
I'm out, but I might have ordered.
I might have ordered a few. I don't know. Look, we've killed them all. Just done some twice. We shouldn't. Poor channel members and their Todd McFarlane emojis. Twice? I don't even know what we can say at this point. We've turned it into an absolute farce again here on YouTube. We've discussed Marvel Legends. You know what's happening, and now we've killed everybody with our Todd McFarlane talk. The channel members are outraged. It's all going on. But it's nearly 8 o'clock, so I need to go make some dinner. Dan, who will be on in approximately 15 minutes. He won't be on time. People don't panic. And we might be even back for his after show later. So you might not be the last you see of us tonight. You might see us again tonight. Just to keep the toy talk going. But, well, I have enjoyed it. Thank you again so much, everybody, for watching. This is probably going to be my best video in terms of watch hours in a long time. Come on, YouTube algorithm. Help me out now. We've turned it around with a really good live stream. So thank you for that. We will definitely be back for next month with live stream coverage, of course, from New York Comic Con. If anything major happens in between, I might be able to pop in for something then. But if there's a decent bit of toy news going in and we've got something to talk about, and neither of us are stuck at work, then we will try and do what we can to be with you. So get a campaign going for Adam to change his Instagram logo to him with a stupid Batman face, because that's what we enjoy. Again, if you're watching on the replay, thank you very much. If you're not a channel member, then why not become one? Because you will get that Todd McFarlane emojis you can use on any of the videos as well and show some support to the channel, because Todd McFarlane has killed my audience. That's what I can say this evening. But thank you, everybody, for being with us. Thank you for your kind words in the chat. There we are. Cheeky Monkey is downstairs. She's staying down there. Nice to see you all. We haven't got an enter anymore because the StreamYard doesn't like me. So we're gonna have to sort of awkwardly wave like this, where I work out what button we've got to press until we're off the air. So where can they find you on Instagram? You better tell them that before we leave.
You can find me at figurecave.collectibles on Instagram.
There you go. You can find me on there as well at Jay's Toy Collection UK. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel as well. Do hit the like button, share the video, do all that good sort of stuff. There's a hype button. God knows if that works. And I think the hashtag to show you've watched to the end of the stream and help them push the video. If you can get in the actual comments section, it's going to have to be hashtag Todd McFarlane. That is what's going to be needed, I think, for the end of this Marvel screen. So if you put hashtag Todd McFarlane in the general comments section, we know you've watched to the end, either live on the replay, and YouTube might like it. So hashtag Todd McFarlane. It's been a good Marvel day. I will wave. My mouse is on the wrong screen. So until that goes down there, we're not going off the air. We'll see you on the next